This is Verbs like Gustar with Casey Ponton. So to begin with, we have these verbs, gustar, which means to like. You have encantar, which means to love. And then interesar, which means to be interested in. So we'll put interested in. And whenever you are using these verbs always go along with an indirect object pronoun, IDOP. And these indirect object pronouns are me, which is I, te, which is you, le, he, she, you formal, nos, we, os, which we don't use very much, and les, which is they. And then whenever you are using these two indirect object pronouns with a verb, you are going to attach a personal to indicate that you're using, to indicate who you are talking to, basically. So instead of just saying me gusto, you'd be, instead of saying el gusto or el gusta, whatever you may say, you would say a le gusta or a les gustan. So, and then one last thing before we start, gustar and cantar and interesar and so on and so forth, they will always end, whenever you're using them as a sentence, along with an indirect object pronoun, they're always going to end in either a or on. So gusta or gustan. Okay, just like that, depending on how they're being used in the sentence. And then like up here, it'd be like a le gusta. Okay, so for our first example, and these are all the parts we need to begin. So for our first example, we have I love to swim in the summer. You can say I love to swim in the summer. Okay, so first off, you have your verb is love, to love, and cantar. So and then your pronoun, which is I, and it does not need a personal a because you're not using le or les, so you're going to say me encanta me encanta, and then you're going to have to swim, right here. And since it's following encanta and you've already conjugated the verb, to swim does not need to be conjugated, and you'll find this quite often. So you're just going to put nadar en el verano. Excuse me. Gee whiz, my handwriting is awful, excuse me. In El Verano. Alright, number 2. We have Jose, or we'll say Jose doesn't like to sing for his friends. Jose does not like to sing for his friends. Okay, so we will say, so you have Jose, which the pronoun is le, and so it's going to need a personal a. So we can go ahead and say a Jose. A. So you have Jose, and then your pronoun is Jose, and then your verb is like, so it's going to be gustar. And since it's all singular, you're going to say a Jose, and he doesn't, so it's going to be no le gusta. And then to sing, cantar, because it's following a conjugated verb once again. And then for his friends, para sus amigos. Alright, and number 3, we can say John and I love to eat potato chips. So first off, your pronoun is going to be John and I. John and I, we. So, and that does not need a personal a, so you're going to go ahead and say John y yo, Johnny yo nos, and then since it's plural, and to love is encantar, you're going to use encantan. Encantan, and then to eat potato chips, and then you say comer papas fritas, just like that. And then another one would be I like to ride my bike every day. I like to ride my bike every day. So pronoun, I, verb, to like, gustar, and then does not need a personal a. So you're going to say me gusta, because it's singular. To ride my bike would be montar mi bicicleta every day, cada dia, has an accent. And so I like to ride my bike every day. Me gusta montar mi bicicleta cada día. And last one, we will say the students aren't interested in the book. Okay, so pronoun, the students. Verb, interested, and so this is no, they aren't interested, it's going to be no. And then in the book, and since this is the pronoun is the students, which is they, it's gonna need a personal a. So we'll put the personal a right here. We'll go a los estudiantes aren't interested in the book. So we're going to say no les, and since there's more students, and it's plural, no les, you're going to say interesan. Interesan in the book. Oh, right in English, changing it up. Spanglish. Excuse me, in the book would be in el libro. And there you go. Those are your verbs like gustar. To run through it one more time, we can say these are just some verbs you'll see often, and all these verbs need to have an indirect object pronoun. And if these indirect object pronouns are le or les, there's going to need a personal a. And these verbs are always going to end in a or on, depending on how they're used in the sentence, plural or singular. And you have I love to swim in the summer. Me encanta nadar en el verano. Jose doesn't like to sing for his friends. A Jose no le gusta cantar para sus amigos. John and I love to eat potato chips. John y yo nos encantan comer papas fritas. I like to ride my bike every day. Me encantan montar mi bicicleta cada día. The students aren't interested in the book. A los estudiantes no les interesan en el libro. So, there you go. Verbs like gustar. That's what I got.